Ila wanted to buy a silk frock and went to the market with her mother. There they found that the artificial or synthetic silk was much cheaper and wanted to know why. Do you know why? Find out. As already told, that artificial silk is prepared at a large scale in mills and it requires less labor and skill, so it is cheap. On the other side, original silk or genuine silk is produced by silkworms, and if we are to rear the silkworms, it involves a lot of labor, skill and time, and extracting silk from them is very time consuming and labor oriented. So all these factors result into the that the natural silk becomes very costly. Now, different kind of fibers that we get from the hair of sheep, we are to write that. We get two types of fibers from the hair of the sheep, which are as under the coarse beard hair. Coarse means rough. Rough beard hair means the hairs which we get from the beard of the sheep. These are very rough. And then the other hairs are fine soft hair close to the skin, which are hair close to the skin. These we get soft hair from these places which are close to the skin. Paheli went to the market to buy saris for her mother. She took out a thread from the edge of the two saris shown by the shopkeeper and burnt them. One thread burnt with the smell of burning hair, and the other burnt with the smell of a burning paper. Which thread is from a pure cotton sari and the other is from pure silk sari? Give reason. As already explained in the previous lecture, that when we burn a pure silk, then it gives out the smell of burning hair. In the second case, that when we burn a cotton sari, it gives the smell of like a plastic or a hair, because cotton and paper both are carbohydrates and both give the same smell. Next, cotton garments cannot keep us warm in winter as a woolen sweater does. Cotton clothes are thin. They do not have spaces in their fabrics in which air can be trapped to keep us warm. So, cotton clothes do not prevent heat coming out of our body. Next, which stage in the life cycle of silk moth is called cocoon? The stage in the life cycle of silk moth is called cocoon when the caterpillar or larva covers itself by covering of silk fiber. You can see here it is the cocoon. This is all silk fiber which the larva or the caterpillar has released from its body to cover itself around itself in the shape of 8. The larva traps itself inside the cocoon. Here you cannot see that the larva is trapped inside the cocoon because it is inside it. Later on, this larva changes itself into pupa. Rehana went to the market with her mother to buy a sari, silk sari for her grandmother. The shopkeeper was showing saris of different varieties of silk, but her mother wanted to take only a pure silk sari and not artificial. Rehana was confused how to distinguish between pure silk and artificial silk sari. However, her mother helped her in selecting pure silk sari and she was quite delighted. Now answer the following questions. How her mother distinguished between pure silk sari and artificial? Rehana's mother took a thread from two different saris and bound the thread differently. The thread which burns by giving a smell of burning hair is natural silk or pure silk or genuine silk. The thread which burns, giving the smell of burning paper or burning plastic, is artificial silk. Next question is pure silk saree more costly? Yes, it is significantly costly than an artificial one because lot of labor skill is involved in case of getting pure silk from silkworms. What values are shown by Rihanna's mother? Rihanna's mother is intelligent and knowledgeable. Sanjay's father works in a wool industry. In his line of work, he does the job of sorting the fleece of sheep into fibers of different qualities. Sanjay noticed that his father and other workers who were doing the similar kind of job faced a number of health problems. Sanjay discussed this problem with his friends and teachers and came to know that his father is getting health problems due to the nature of his work. Sanjay is worried about his father's health. He advised his father to take care of his health and told him about the occupational hazards. Now answer the following questions. What do you mean by occupational hazard? The risks faced by the people working in any industry due to the nature of their work are called occupation hazards. Example, if a person is involved in construction or mining activity, he may face the risk of injury or illness. For example, if a person is constructing a building, the labor may die from a height. It may cause him injury. Or the labor may be doing work for many days in hot summer season. It may cause illness. So these types of problems are called occupational hazards. Next, name the disease that workers may get at risk in the case of wool industry. The people who do the job of sorting face the risk of anthrax or sorter disease. This is a rare infectious disease caused by the bacterium Bacillus anthracis. Bacterium is singular, bacteria is plural. What values are shown by Sanjay? Sanjay is very loving, intelligent, and sensible boy. Next, explain the process of obtaining silk. For obtaining silk, moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk threads. Cocoons are kept under the sun or boiled or they are exposed to steam so that the silk fibers are separated out from the cocoon. Threads obtained from the cocoon spun into silk threads which are woven into silk cloth by weavers. The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called reeling the silk. You may be asked in the question paper, what is the meaning of reeling the silk? The process of taking out threads from the cocoon for use as silk is called reeling the silk. Some persons collect the cocoons with hands, caterpillars with hands. Why we should not do that? Answer is that most caterpillars are safe to handle. There will be no problem if we collect them with bare hands. But some caterpillars are irritating, have irritating hairs, and they may even release dangerous toxins which can cause rashes or allergic reactions in certain individuals. So we should not collect them with bare hands, rather we should wear gloves on our hands. Next, name the stage which is next to the caterpillar in the life cycle of the silk moth. Next stage to caterpillar in the life cycle of silk moth is pupa. The caterpillar changes itself into pupa when it develops cocoon around itself. Silkworm has 4 stages in its life cycle: egg, then silkworm or caterpillar, pupa, and moth. When it becomes a fully adult moth. Name 2 fibers made of proteins. Silk and wool are the 2 fibers which are made up of proteins. Even our hair, which we are having on our body, is primarily made of tough protein called keratin. Which stage in the life cycle of silkworm will be affected immediately if the mulberry bush dies suddenly? Clarify with reason. Larva stage of silkworm will be affected immediately if the mulberry bush dies suddenly, because in this stage larva wants great quantities of mulberry leaves as food. In the absence of its food, that is, if mulberry leaves are not present, what will it eat? It will not be able for them to survive. As a result, pupa and adult stage of silkworms are also impossible. If the larva do not get their food, they will die, and the next stages will also not result thereof. Right, short note on silkworm. Silkworm is the larva or caterpillar of silk moth. It is an economically important insect because silkworm is the producer of silk. Silkworm's preferred food is white mulberry leaves. We may be asked, what is the preferred food of silkworm? White mulberry leaves. Next, what are the eggs? Why are the eggs of silkworm kept below 18 degree centigrade during winter? As already told, that during winter mulberry leaves are not present. They are not available. Or if the mulberry leaves are not present, what will the silkworms eat? So, when the mulberry leaves are not available during winter, the eggs of silkworms, as you know, that silk eggs hatch when they get suitable temperature and suitable humidity. They hatch when they get the temperature of 18 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. In the winter, mulberry leaves are not present. So, during winter, eggs of the silkworms are kept below 18 degree centigrade to prevent them from hatching, so that they may not hatch into larva, because mulberry leaves will not be present. So, they are kept below 18 degrees centigrade during winter because of the absence of mulberry leaves. What is the suitable temperature for egg to hatch into larva? As already told, suitable temperature is 18 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. How many times silkworms larva molt? That is, how many times they shed their skins? They shed their skins 4 times at the age of 6th, 12th, 18th, and 26th days, respectively. Silk is called the queen of fibers. Skin is undoubtedly the queen of fibers. No other fiber has the texture, sheen, strength, and attraction of silk. Farmers keep the silkworm's egg in cold place because when the mulberry leaves are not available in the market, it keeping the eggs in cold place will avoid hatching of larvae from eggs. Next, wool is obtained from which body part of sheep? Wool is an animal fiber which is obtained from the fleece of sheep. Next, how do hair of certain animals help in keeping their bodies warm? Hair traps a lot of air, as in the case of sheep. Air is a poor conductor of heat. Hair prevent heat from coming out of their body, resulting into keeping the body warm. Can silk moths fly? It is a very important question. Domestic silk moths cannot fly because they have been kept in domesticated position. We are rearing them for thousands of years. So they are not, they cannot fly now. Now we have to match column A with column B. Scouring. First step when we are to get wool is we remove the hair, which is called shearing. Then we get, after getting the hairs, these fleece or the hairs may be very greasy or very dirty. So we have to clean the skin which we have sheared. So scouring means cleaning. As already told, silkworms eat mulberry leaves. Yak is a wool yielding animal. We get silk fibers from cocoon because silkworms secrete a liquid out which on coming into contact with air develops into a fiber which is silk fiber, and silk fibers are got from animals. You may be wondering why we have called it animal. It is an insect. Silkworm is also an insect. Though silkworm is an insect, it will be treated in the category of animals. Next, why do wool fibers have greater bulk as compared to other fibers? Because wool fabrics are curly. These are of fibers are of this nature. So these fabrics, woolen fabrics, have a greater bulk than other textiles. We are to write down few features of silk. It is soft and shiny fiber as compared to other natural and synthetic fibers. That is why silk is called queen of fibers. Silk is strongest of all natural fibers. It is highly elastic. It can be stretched and it will return to its original position, shape. Silk does not decay easily, so it is used in surgical stitching. When somebody gets wound, it is used in stitching. Next question. Someone told Paheli that an animal called vicuna also gives wool. Can you tell where this animal is found? Vicuna is found in South American countries of Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, and Peru. Next, you must be familiar with the following nursery rhymes. Ba ba black sheep, have you any wool? Mary had little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Answer the following. Which parts of black sheep have wool? Basically, the abdomen and back of the sheep have wool. What is meant by white fleece of lamb? White fleece refers to the white hair of lamb that is used to make wool. Now we are to find out in the life history of silk moth which actually makes this silk fiber. It is the larva. Larva secretes a liquid which on coming into contact with air becomes silk fiber. So it is the larva or caterpillar stage of the silk moth which makes the silk fiber. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.